Right then, folks, Fairy Village Woods. Sorry, throat went a bit dodgy. Right, it does happen. When I say with my throat, it's because of the fact that probably I think due to nasal airway being knackered, quite often stuff gets sort of stuck part of the way down the throat, and when it does, obviously that's causes slightly issues with your voice when you speak sometimes. So there you go. See if that sorted it out a bit. So there you go. A little bit of movement. So anyway, yes. So I suppose this is the video after the night before. So yeah, just in the car, just thinking about this 8-month stand-in. Would I go for it again? Oh, I think the answer to that is the first seven months and 3 weeks. Yeah, the last week, no. But most of it, yes, quite happily. Even though there were times in it that were really difficult. To say this, I mean, first time properly standing on something, certainly something that looked impossible, something that looked incredibly difficult. First time standing on something like that, and yeah, there was a lot of buffering. There was a lot of getting knocked off and stuff like that, and learning about that. And put it this way, during that period of time, I've said it before, I sort of said it last night as well. When I look at where I was at the start of that, or just before the start of that, my heart had been broken. I was an absolute mess. I mean, even before, go back before that, I was someone who was very angry at things that were going on and full of hate. Even when I spoke about the church, there was an element of hatred when I spoke about the church, because I saw the impact it had on society, and I was quite happy if God would have just exploded every bloody church with all the people in it. That's where I was at that point in time. There was a lot of anger there about that. Yeah, that while the world is suffering, while people are killing themselves in greater numbers, the church is shut. Yeah. I found that to be horrific, and I was just incredibly angry about the whole thing really before that. And then of course things started to happen, and I said the other day that I went to LL, knocked on that door opened, and wow. I mean, when I look at my growth in that period of time, 8 months. Look at the fact of just before then. Well, say 9 months, really. 9 months. From just before, I'd say from, that was there, I think probably, it was about the 10th of September. From about the 10th of September to now, and one of the most beautiful things about that is that when I look at anyone else, no matter who they are, no matter where I see them, I know that if I can go from where I went from then to where I am now, they can too. And it just changes your view. And the fact that God was helping me to see at that time that I couldn't see it before because I was where I was, and of course that's helped me to see that other people are in the same situation. And I couldn't see it till now because I wasn't supposed to, so of course maybe they're not supposed to yet, so it just helps you to see other people in a different way, in a different light completely. And, you know, I've understood things about myself during this process. Well, because it's like what I was doing, because I was going through stuff in this. Initially, I was doing, you know, any videos that I'd done, sort of speaking about the situation, I saved for, 1 second, people with dogs again. I go in this way, get out of the way. Yeah, I'd saved them for her, and then I realised, well, hold it, I haven't got a folder big enough for that. Yeah. Oh Lord, smashed up all the houses over here. Yeah, look at the damage there. I don't think that's by accident, is it really? No, there's half it over there. Yeah, so I was doing videos, and then I realised that, well, actually, no, I don't have a folder in my computer, really. It's going to be able to hold that many videos for an 8-month period. So I thought, do audios instead. So, okay, I do audios, and as I'm going through stuff, I will share. For her, I will share that. That way she can experience what I was going through, and she can hopefully learn from that. Someone else with dog. There's no one in the car park at all. No cars. Suddenly the whole place is full of people with dogs. Nameless. Okay. Let's get past these people. At one point I'll pause it. So yeah, doing audios. And yeah, what I did was, like, because I did 10 days of communion, on occasion I felt God was going to be sort of doing something interesting, so I recorded that. I did that communion on audio, and so that was something different, and it was also something I was learning from, because like these walk and talks, as I'm talking, sometimes I will learn things from what I'm saying, because I have no idea what I'm going to say before I start. No idea at all. It's the same with the audios. I had no idea what I was going to say, and quite often I would talk things out. But as I'm talking, I'm learning things that I need to know. I'm learning things, because, like, for example, as I've shared on here about standing, and about the fact that when you stand, things are going to come against you, and sometimes you will fall. When you fall, you will stay on the floor if you focus on the reality. So if you focus on what you can see right now, on that limitation of what you can see, and that stuff that looks pretty bad, that stuff that's coming at you saying this is never going to happen, you will continue to be on the ground. You won't be able to stand during that. And how to stand. You focus on the solution, not the problem. You focus back on God. You focus back on God's promise. And even doing that, as as I'm laying in a heap after falling, I'm doing audios, sharing all of that, and then realising, actually, what am I doing? As I'm speaking, I can hear that I'm speaking faith again. I'm not, get up, stand. I'm saying it, so just stand. So I realised, actually, these audios are more for me than for anyone else. And that was quite useful. But it's like, one thing that is encouraging is that, okay, I've been able to get here, where I am now, and it really has just been pretty much me and God. I've not really had much of an impact. I had, someone has sent me the video of Chris Blackaby speaking, and that was after God had already shared that point about he's supposed to come to him. for us to come through the Word to a relationship with Him. And really what Chris was saying was a confirmation about what I was getting from God. But that was good. So hopefully the things that God wants me to share on here will be helpful to people, and will help people to stand, and help people to understand what happens when you stand. Sometimes you're going to fall, and this is why you fall. And when you fall, this is how you get back up again, and this is how you be aware of not falling. I mean, what to expect when you stand is very useful, because you don't know. You really don't. It's just something that's taught in churches. Not in any of the churches I've been in. They don't teach about standing. They certainly don't teach about what to expect when you stand. And so, I had no idea. I just had to go through it. Hopefully, people can learn from that, and that's the reason why I would say, would I go through it again? Yeah, because maybe I could learn more. Maybe I could do it better. Certainly, with what I now understand, could I do it better? Yes. Could I put what I've learned into practice and do a better job of it? Yes. I mean, it's too early to properly evaluate things. I'm someone who is always, I felt it very important to learn to understand so you don't make the same mistakes. So, of course, ask lots of questions. I've asked questions of God, haven't really got any understandings yet. I mean, one understanding I did get was that I was supposed to stand. But that doesn't really tell you very much, only that I was supposed to stand. So, okay, I stood, right. As I said last night, if the purpose wasn't for what I believed it was, then there might be another purpose, in which case I don't know what that is yet. But it's like this morning, I sort of woke up and I thought, well, maybe it's simply the case that, God told me all those years ago about this woman, for me to stand in that now, for me to meet her, stand in that, for the purpose of me learning to stand. That in the future I would have a wife, not her, but the purpose of God showing me her was that I would stand in that, and that way I would learn to stand. Do I think that's likely? No, not quite, not as simple as that. It would be nice if it was as simple as that, though, really. That I could just sort of move on and say, there you go, that's what that was all about, now I can move on. Would it be nice if I could look at someone else who'd been through the same, and they had an answer which I could just take? That'd be great. Do I think that's available? Probably not. So I've just got to wait and see what the situation is. But for me, it's a case of just keep on moving. Keep on working on things. But so I realised just the other day, that I've always been terrible, and I mean terrible, at things like hoovering, dusting, stuff like that. Bloody terrible at it. I'm not saying I haven't done it, but generally speaking, I do it when I notice it really does need to be done. Because I don't think in that way. My mind, I'm concerned about the things that matter. I want, if at all possible, to have more of the nature of God. So therefore I'm not looking at the things of man. Or, that's the idea of it. And for God knows how many years that's been the case. I think that's always been the case. It's always been the case, since I was a kid. It's always been the case that I wanted to help people. That sort of thing. I always had that nature of wanting to step in and help if I could. When you then look at the situation of Christianity, well then there are some big questions, or certainly were some big questions before. Why isn't it working? What's missing? And they were the things that were on my mind, really. Someone lost a toy. Yeah. Okay. It's a little tiny dog. Somebody obviously lost it. But whether it's a kiwi or something, I don't know. There you go. It's what it is. Hopefully they've still got their real dog. Yeah. As I say, I mean, the questions with regards to that, people praying for revival, and then, okay, what would revival look like, and what do we need to do to bring revival? They've always been the big questions for me. They've always been the things that have been on my mind. So that's okay. That's okay. I was thinking previously that, it'd be nice to move to somewhere that's got, it's a bigger property. And then I realised, but I'd have to get someone in to do the hoovering and dusting. Because if it's a bigger property, it will need more hoovering and dusting, and that's something that I'm not good at. So I'd have to probably get someone in to, share the property, but with their understanding, they don't pay rent; they just hoover and dust. Yeah, that, because that isn't me. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm not concerned about that. And it's like I've realised that my attire isn't fantastic. I haven't taken care of myself. I haven't bought myself the best stuff over the years. And the reason why is, as I say, when you've been told as a kid that you're worthless, that no one's going to want you, and all that sort of stuff, you start living according to that. And part of that is, do you take care of yourself? Do you buy yourself nice clothing? Do you try and show yourself at your best all the time? And the answer is no, no, no. So, is that something I need to improve upon? Again, that's up to God. It really is, because if God is my source, then he will have to provide the means to do that stuff. He would also have to actually challenge me on that himself, and say, give me a kick up the arse and say, come on, you need to do better. You just need to, whatever, you need to show your worth, whatever. I mean, basically, what I'm saying with regards to that is, what is our worth? Our worth is that God sent his son to die for you. If God sent his son to die for you, then you've got to start living as if that's your worth. Really. So, I'm not saying what's my worth as in, but I've got wisdom, I've got this, so therefore I'm worth a lot. No. My worth according to how God sees it when he sent his son to go through all of that and to pay for my sins. So therefore, what is my worth is therefore a lot higher than I see it as. So therefore, I've got to try. Certainly, if God is pushing me to do so, to live according to that. I sit in an armchair which has got rips all over it. Part of the reason why, it's going to be a sod to get it out. I'm going to have to take it to a dump and dump it, and I'm going to have the money to replace it. I don't have the means to do that right now. So I just sit in that chair. It's fine. It's fine. It does a job. I can't imagine any other chair there, really. I've had that chair for 7 years. I can't imagine any other chair there. It's a typical man's chair. It's a mess. But it's comfortable, and it's a chair I've always sat in, so it does it need to be taken out and dumped? Yes. Yes, it does. But, all of that is all about the means. Do I have the means to do it? No. Not right now. But these are all things that I look at and think, I need to do better. I suppose I need to do better. But these are all things that I thought, okay, if I do get married, then I would need a strong wife who would be able to give me a kick up the arse so that I would do better. That would be something I would need her to do. And so I was looking forward to that. I thought that would be good. That would be, also, I mean, if you look at a point of attire, that would be covered there as well, because, would I do that for me? Would I buy nice stuff for me so I look nice? No. Would I do it for her? Yes. That's a different matter. Because then if I give myself to her, then what is me belongs to her. So therefore, I need to give her the best that I can give her, don't I, really? That was something I was hoping would happen. And I mean, something of real encouragement with regards to that situation, what I was standing on. This woman is not my type. No. Her image wouldn't be the image I would choose. If there were 5 women in a room, there's a very high likely chance that I wouldn't have picked her. And that to some people would be discouraging. To me, very encouraging. I love that. Because it's like, well, okay, in that case, I'll be focusing on who she is as a person rather than what she looks like. Because generally speaking, if my type was good for me, why am I single? If I could be happy based upon what a person looked like, why am I single? My type didn't work for me, clearly. So therefore, I'm not concerned about that stuff now. Did I realise I wasn't concerned beforehand? No. During, I realised I wasn't concerned about that, which was good, really good. That was quite encouraging, because it's like, well, actually now I can focus on what really matters, who the person is, rather than what the person looks like. Well, hey, good, I'm growing up a bit. There you go. I'll put it this way, I mean, as I say, I'm not trying to make any comments about her looks or anything like that. I'm simply saying that not my type, but that's okay. I mean, not my type. Well, my type really was always, brown hair, slightly curly, shoulder length maximum. For personal reasons, for going back to when I was a kid, the late 1960s hairstyle, not for me. No, because of course that's traumatizing, because my mother had that. Long hair, in ponytail, whatever, but very long hair, halfway down the back. No, don't like it. It's not me. It's not, no. But as I say, does it matter? It's not mine to take care of, so yeah. That's the point. It doesn't matter. It did before when I was younger, but it doesn't now. No, I couldn't care less, because all of that stuff. No, I couldn't care less about that. There are certain things that do matter with regards to character, with regards to looks, that talk about the character. If the person is incredibly skinny, then okay, is there something going on there? Is there some mental issue there where, there's a food issue there? If so, then that needs to be addressed first. I'm not going to marry you if you've got that. And obviously obesity also talks about an issue or issues that people have. So, I mean, there are physical things that you look at and say, okay, not my type, and also showing that maybe there's some things in in the nature of the individual that wouldn't be my type as well. But yeah, and as I say, where people are, yeah, it doesn't matter as much now. It used to matter more. And the reason why it doesn't matter as much now, as I said before, if I was able to go from where I was, just 10 months ago to where I'm now, and that's just with basically me and God, other people can go the same sort of distance and even quicker with help. So therefore, Christian, I'm delighted at that, and I'm delighted at the fact that that doesn't concern me as much. I just see people as, okay, you're where you are, and God can move you from there to where you need to be fairly quickly. Yeah. Well, as I said before, how quick it took me to get from where I was to where I am could simply be the case of, well, I needed to go through all that stuff first to get me here. Other people might not need to go through that. They've got their own stuff that they need to go through, but that could be quicker for them to go through that stuff. So therefore, they could get the same distance in a far quicker time. And that's cool. Yeah. Oh God, no. I'm not interested in any way, shape, or form in saying, "Oh, but he got there quicker than me." That's not fair. There's no such thing as fairness. God doesn't care about fairness. That's the world that cares about fairness. It's not God. So no. And I mean, have I got questions with regards to what I was standing on and why God encouraged that? Yeah, indeed. I do. I have a lot of questions with regards to that. But I haven't got answers so far, and it's quite likely I won't get answers. It's quite likely. I mean, certainly if I ask the right questions, I would get answers to those questions, but I've got no idea what the right questions are right now. And so, I mean, also, there are certain things I don't need answers to. That's the reality. If God wanted me to stand and I stood, well then, okay. That seems to be the thing right now. And that seems to be what God wants me to do. So it's like, okay, I did that. The rest of it, well, time will tell. Yeah. Well, as I say, I have no idea what's going to be happening in the next couple of months, because I think there will be things happening in the next couple of months, but what they will be, I don't know. So it is all really in God's hands, and it's what He wants to do and how He wants to do it, and that's the thing. I'm not exactly someone who will understand it. Well, it's like, I've said before, why would God want Abraham to potentially be willing to kill his son? Well, okay, at the time that would be very difficult to understand, wouldn't it? If you are at that time, you wouldn't really understand it, would you? But if you're now, and you understand that God sent his son to die, then you will understand that God was only asking Abraham what God himself was willing to do. That's the reality. It was a forerunner to what God himself was going to do. That God was going to send his son to die. To actually die. So, very interesting indeed. But the reason why I'm saying that is because there are things that God does that at the time you can't understand. Years later you might understand, but at the time you can't. And I'm in one of those situations at the moment I can't understand it. I can't. I don't understand the situation. I really don't. Do I know it's understandable? Yes. But I don't know right now how to understand it. I really don't. It is what it is. I'm coming down this way because there's people with dogs. So I thought I'd come down this way to avoid people with dogs. So, yeah. But as I say, the situation with Abraham worked out beautifully well. Really well. It looked bad, but it worked out beautifully well. Yeah. Yeah, and as I say, I mean, yeah, the last week or the last few days, yeah, has it been tough? Yeah, very, but yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. Was there a purpose to it? It's not for me to know right now. I imagine in the future I will find out whether there's a purpose to it. Yeah, because that's it. I mean, you know, character is built in those times, isn't it? The times that are really, really tough. And so, yeah. Yeah, we will see whether that situation was useful. It may very well be, yeah. Yeah, so time will tell. I'm not concerned right now, not at all. I pray blessings on those people. Where's the rabbit? See a little rabbit in front, just sitting there. And a little rabbit. You don't really see them during the daytime. That's very interesting indeed. Yeah. Normally at night time, normally at night time you see rabbits, not during the day. So I'm going to go back this way. I'm not going to disturb that rabbit. I don't see the point. So I'll go this way. There is a path back over to there this way, so I take this path instead of making that rabbit run away. There you go. Well, that's part of creation, so I don't want to disturb it unnecessarily. Yeah. Yeah. Right, folks, you take care. God bless. I will speak to you soon. What the subject will be next, I have no idea. Yeah. And when I start the video, again, I will probably have no idea how it's going to go. There you go, that's good. Right, you take care. God bless. Bye-bye.